video is on working capital. I hope this will be of use to you, and these are basic things that I shall be discussing in this video. First of all, my gratitude to all those who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and kindly press bell icon so that whenever I post a video you are able to make use of it. And I am uploading a lot of topics, lot of latest processes, changes happening in the banking on the website, that is BankTekSkills.com. Kindly subscribe to it and you'll be a member for whole life. So a lot of videos I'll be uploading there where you can take advantage of it, of my experience as a banker and as a trainer. So once again guys, for overwhelming response, gratitude to all of you on my YouTube channel and website, that is BankTekSkills.com. So first, working capital, the amount of finance required for day-to-day operations within a year and maintenance of operating cycle of an enterprise. It is concerned with decisions related to current assets minus current liabilities. It involves cash flows within a year or within the operating cycle of the firm. An operating cycle may differ from enterprise to enterprise also, right? So operating cycles, we purchase raw material, we put the raw material into process, that is stock in process, we are converting into a finished goods, then we sell it to the buyers, and that becomes a receivable. So we invest in raw material, and after we sell it to any buyer, it becomes as receivables. For that, payment has to arrive, and that may take time. So operating cycle, through the cash, I bought either through trade credit, I bought raw material, that maybe for 60 days credit may be there, and I put that raw material into process, that may either take 10 days stock in process. Then I convert into a finished goods, that is 20 days may take, and I sell it off, or payment is received maybe approximately 30 days. So this is the operating life cycle. When I put certain money on credit or cash, I buy raw material and I sell it as finished goods to any buyer. Now this gives me a profit. The length of operating cycle is 120 days, 120 days, that is 3 life cycles per year, right? So this will give you yearly life cycle of 120 days. Concept of working capital. Gross working capital, the total of all current assets, is gross working capital. Net working capital is difference between current assets minus current liabilities, that is net working capital. Management of working capital refers to management of current assets and current liabilities. A major thrust is on current assets, as current liabilities arise out of the money that has been put into the current assets. We have bought current assets out of current liabilities, maybe either as a loan or maybe as investment by the directors. So major thrust is on current assets, as current liabilities arise out of the current assets only, right? That is receivables. Working capital, liabilities, sources, assets, uses. So liabilities are sources, maybe capital infused by the promoter directors, or we take a loan from some financial entity, that becomes a term liability. We may take a term loan. Term liabilities is payable after 1 year. Capital and reserves, term liabilities and current liabilities within 1 year. Sundry creditors, which have to be paid within 1 year, or bank borrowings, cash credit, working capital. This is all current liabilities. Out of these liabilities, we purchase assets, maybe fixed assets or net working capital and current assets. Financing of current assets. So bank finance fund the current assets, right? Long-term resources are net working capital, and current liabilities also provide for current assets. So this bank financing is a part of working capital. Current liabilities, short-term borrowings, unsecured loans, public deposits maturing within 1 year, Sundry creditors trade, interest and other charges accrue due, advances and progress payment from customers, deposits from dealers, installments of term loans, debentures, redeemable preference shares, statutory liabilities and miscellaneous current liabilities like dividends on other payable due in 12 months, which are due for payment within 1 year. Current assets, cash and bank balances, investment, government and other trustee securities, fixed deposit maintained with other banks, receivables which are due for us, which are our creditors, installments of deferred receivables due to within 1 year, raw material, components used in manufacturing, SIP, stock in process, finished goods, advance payment of tax, prepaid expenses, advance for purchase of raw material, or money received from sale of fixed assets. Now current assets are those sources which we can convert into a cash within a time for any payment of any current liabilities. Method of lending basically we have is projected turnover method, wherein we see the turnover in a financial year as per the financials, and based on that 20% of that is financed as working capital, that is projected turnover. MPBF, maximum permissible bank finance. So this also there is a formula, form 4 is there, we fill all the financials data from the financials. Cash budget, fund based limits and net owned funds, right, that is again which is infused by the promoter directors. So these are some of the methods of lending. Now first we'll discuss projected turnover method. So what is projected turnover method is borrower limits up to 2 crores, banks can extend working capital finance up to 20% of the projected turnover provided borrower brings in 5%, there is a margin as a capital. As the assessment depends on the turnover output, the reasonableness of the projected projection should be satisfied. It should be gradual. It should not be shown on a higher side projected so that get higher loan. They may seek higher loan from us. So projected turnover for the year, gross working capital, 25% of the projected turnover, and we put in 5% as margin. So borrower's margin is 5% and 20% of gross working capital or projected turnover, net working capital, whichever is higher, that is borrower's margin. So we take it here as 20%, that will be the financing. The PBF will be 2 minus 3, permissible bank finance. 2 means gross working capital minus borrower's margin, right? So that will be the PMT formula. Calculation of PBF. Ready to eat fast foods limited composite loans, projected turnover 8 lakhs, 800 lakhs. Current assets, cash and bank 2.10 lakhs, stock 120 lakhs, bills receivables 75.06, current liabilities 56.16, statutory liabilities 1, and cash credit 50 lakhs, right? So 107.16. The projected turnover is 800 lakhs. The estimated projected sales 800 lakhs. Gross working capital, that is 25% of the 800 is 200, less borrower's margin, that is 5% of the projected sales, right? Or current assets minus current liabilities, higher of the above. So 90 is the thing, right? So current assets was more than current liabilities. Permissible PBF will be 110, right? So my 2 minus 3.C. So 2 is 200 lakhs and 3.C. C is 90 lakhs. So if you divide 200, if you subtract 90 from 200, it comes 110. So that will be the PBF for this. Permissible bank finance. Traditional method, raw material, stock in process, A and B, finished goods, C, sundry debtors, D, expenses, E. So A, B, C, D, E gives us sundry creditors, monthly purchase value rupees, F. The working capital gap is A, B, C, D, E minus F. So we deduct sundry creditors from the current assets, that is raw materials, SIP, finished goods, sundry debtors and expenses. So creditors which is due to us. What is permissible bank finance? Production and sales are the key parameters. Since bank credit is linked to production, requirement of borrower, adherence to inventory and receivables norms is mandatory as per Tandon Committee report or Chore Committee. The buildup of current assets is based on these norms. Suggested norms are maximum level for holding inventory and receivables. They are not entitlements. PBF formula, there's a form 4 is there, total current assets less total current liabilities, that gives you working capital gap. Then less 20% of total current assets or projected net working capital, whichever is higher, that gives you permissible bank finance. That is a formula for this. So these are the examples, hands-on. You can note it down and you can do it, calculate it yourself by viewing these videos again and again. So I'm just reading out the values. Inventories, raw material 3737, finished goods and consumables payables 863, sundry debtors 820, cash and bank balance 56, advance to suppliers 984. Current liabilities, bank opening cash credit, bills payable under letter of credit 550, creditors for goods 71, creditors for expenses 85, creditors for others 23, dividends payable 60. So 3460 minus 1388 will give you working capital gap, the total current assets minus current liabilities. So this is how you can calculate the formula, right? 1150, permissible bank finance. So this is total of current working capital, that is 3222 minus 20% of total current assets or projected net working capital, whichever is higher. So 2072 is the one. You subtract 3222 from 2072, you get 1150. Cash cycle of an industrial organization. You put in cash to buy raw material, then you also buy raw material on credit, work in progress, finished goods and bill discounting, cash and cash. So this is a cycle. Working capital policy, core committee, core components and fluctuating components, short-term finance, fluctuating, core and fixed, long-term finance. So this is all about working capital. I hope you enjoyed it, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, share it with your colleagues. So I'm shifting from Finacle to other topics. So already Platinum module is uploaded on my website BankTekSkills.com, where it is a very precise and very well defined module for understanding various operations in the Finacle. So those who are willing to join the bank or are already working in the bank, or those who are new to the bank, can subscribe to my website, and it is a lifetime opportunity for all of you to view those videos and get your doubts clarified. And do subscribe to my YouTube channels. Once again, thank you for overwhelming response. Do connect with me, do give me your feedbacks. If you want videos on any topic, kindly write on my YouTube chat box, or you can write a mail to me if you want any topic, and I'll be uploading a lot of documents into this, right? So thank you, have a great learning. Thank you.